Hi, Scott. Thank you very much for the introduction and getting everybody ready for the presentation of our Wednesday Q&A webinar. Bradley, how's your audio?
Audio sounds good. You're coming through 5 by 5.
5:5?
5:5, yeah.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the time that you spend with us. We really are appreciative of it. We've got an amazing show for you today. You're going to see innovation live. Be prepared to be blown away completely. Before we begin the presentation, of course, we have to give you the standard disclaimer. The Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. The information that we provide is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be construed as investment advice. If you need specific investment advice tailored to you, please consult a registered investment advisor. Let's get ready to rock and roll. Brad, we did this last time, but really quick. I kind of talked about the fact that part of a great routine is doing it in a way that's cool and it reminds you of what you're getting ready for. There's a lot of different research on this specific thing. One of them is, for example, Brad, you may have heard of this. Start the day by making your bed. If you do, you will notice lots of positive things start to change in your life. I know it sounds crazy, but try it.
I've heard it, I live it.
Right. So this is kind of the same thing. Know what you're dealing with. This picture tells you to be prepared for some of the darkness, the temptations that come with the art of speculation. Speculation is not some sort of cubicle-based endeavor. It will pull on your strings, much like this picture suggests. That's why you're here, and we are going to help you deal with these cards. By the way, what a fantastic hand.
It's a good hand.
I've said on the last Q&A, I'm going to repeat it. We often change Q&A themes. So this will be the second time that we did this. But instead of making Brad torture you with lessons he wasn't sure of, I'll just blow through this really quick. And of course, this will be recorded. But this is part of the routine. Why listen to this song before starting every single trading day? Like, again, get your coffee, do whatever it is that you do. But start the day by listening to Kenny Rogers, the gambler. You got to know when to hold them, keeping your winners. It's an art form. It's a feel situation, just like golf. There's lots of feel to it, not just, you know, the physics and all that. Know when to fold them, cutting your losers. We're going to get into why Trade Ideas is so critical for this specific process. This is what makes you or breaks you. Know when to walk away, stop digging a hole, put down the shovel. Often this seems pretty obvious, but not when you're trading, because what happens when you're down 300, you obviously want to make it up. And I say 300, Brad, of course, somewhat randomly. It can be any number that triggers your ego to say, hey, we got to get it back. Never count your money when you're sitting at the table, okay? Focusing on the P&L of every trade, it gets you in a situation where your roller coasters are so volatile that it's impossible to maintain any kind of normalized execution zone-based state of mind. That's why professional poker players, and as per the first slide, don't cheer until the very end. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. At the end of the day, you can be like, man, look at how I handled the morning today. What a good job I did, or blah, blah, blah. Or you can give yourself some critique if you need to. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Work hard, play hard. Trading is the ultimate lifestyle. You're here because of that fact. There's nothing better because you control your time. Nothing in the world gives you the kind of freedom that successful active investing gives you. It's that real estate, you know, fantasy, except in trading it's all sped up. You know, the whole transaction, it takes what takes in real estate like 5 months, in trading takes potentially 5 minutes. Not that that's how you want to trade, but the point is you can get in and get out quickly, and the costs are almost negligible in terms of what the potential is.
And Dan, there's really nothing more valuable than time.
That's right.
Can't get it back.
Supposedly, Brad, supposedly. but
That's another QA.
But then I'm joking. Okay. So the ones who were here last time may have seen this slide, but it was not the exact same slide. We only had Holly 2.0 at the time, and we said systems a go. Where we go one, we go all. But what we realized is we flew further than we thought. So what you have now is what I'm about to show you is the new AI, the new generation, the evolution of this technology. And I'm going to minimize this.
And by the way, I have dropped the link in the chat for the latest version of the software, the 64-bit version, so you can grab it there and have all the functionality that Dan's going to show you.
That's right. Here we go. So, number one, I'm going to just start by saying that we continue to modify the channels and bring you guys important information that you should know about, regardless of you asking for us or not. Okay? We created a channel recently for the regional banks. There's this thought process that regional banks could become very favorable in the near future, and we wanted to create a channel for that so you can follow it, especially today. We happen to have seen some action from that on the AI. But let's jump into the AI itself. Notice, by the way, I want to make sure, Brad, everyone can see me. Let me pop out the questions so that I can see.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go scroll down because someone had pointed something about after hours, and sure enough, of course, United States Steel. That's what somebody pointed out. So here you have an after hours channel. You didn't really have to do anything crazy, right? Notice you just had to go to the after hours channel. You can see it's on. And now all the things that you're going to see here is what's up the most. And if you scroll down, what's down the most. Yuck, CRISPR, etc. Ooh, yuck. So you can see all of this information. This is, again, a Netflix approach. Do you want to see what's going on in social media? Of course, here you have all this information. But the evolution, the premium product, is based on giving you a full roadmap to profitability. So what does that look like? This is the AI. Maybe I'm going to actually give my buddy here a little bit of the, because Brad was so instrumental in creating all of this, whereas I was mostly used as a model.
That you were, Dan. And thank you for that modeling. That was great.
For statue building purposes, my physique is used, but in this particular case, Brad, I would just want you to be involved more. It shouldn't just all be me. You know what I mean?
All right, so I'm gonna show you guys what we've done here with respect to the AI. We've basically taken the AI and we've thrown it on steroids and we've triplicated it. So we now have 3 iterations of our AI, all looking at 40 different base strategies, all running through the optimization of those strategies, and presenting itself the next day with 3 different opportunities for the AI to generate opportunities and to find instruments in play. So right now, Dan's looking at the original AI. Now, all of these different AIs can be, you can go ahead and bring them to your screen through the channel bar here. So we've got those 3 different channels, but you can also, just like he's showing you, so this right here, he's in AI 2.0. It's a second version, a completely different set of strategies. Even if you see the same strategy name in there, like Nickelback in these 2 different AIs, they're going to be different strategies. They will have been optimized differently, and they're going to be different set of filters to make up that entire strategy. Dan, I want to show the manual way so that everybody, not everybody's going to use the AI through the channel bar. You can go ahead and manually grab the AI strategies window, right click in it, and we have this new option down at the bottom called segments. Now this option here allows you to define exactly what segment of the AI you're going to be looking at. And when you make that change, not only is the strategies window going to change, but also the AI trades window is going to change, the open and the closed trades. So go ahead and fire that off there. And you can see up in the title bar of the AI strategy window exactly what AI you happen to be looking at. So that's the original Holy Grail, is the original AI. Yeah, so you can just pop through the different segments. This is just the start of it. We've got some great ideas with giving visual indications of how each of the AIs are doing in real time. So you're not needing to go back to each AI and see which one is doing the best.
There's also, Brad, if I can add a couple of things on this, from a philosophical standpoint, I kind of had an idea of a way to describe it, and I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say this insider information, Brad. It's not really insider, it's more philosophical. So of course you guys all know that the original AI is what it is. It's what you guys have been watching, and it's the one where the channel really primarily has not changed. Holly AI 2.0, if there was a way for me to describe it, would maybe be the original one, but with some of her constraints taken off. Brad, could that be a way that maybe one could say 2.0 is possibly?
Absolutely, as well as 3.0. You know, so 2.0.
Well, hold on now.
I don't want to get too far, but yeah, we've taken some of the constraints off of it. There are some AI signaling that takes place during the day in real time with respect to all of these, but it's a lot less throttled, I should say, with respect to 2.0.
Right, and whereas with Neo, as per the name Neo, we are literally just trying completely new things. So, so that's where we are. Now, obviously, Brad, Richard is talking about how the AI is great, but it appears that we cannot link the AI trades to the Brokerage Plus module. Well, you can manually, Richard. So just so you see, like when a trade comes through, let's just hypothetically pretend we were in the morning. So at 7:30, when this trade came along in DEI, you would have seen it. Brad, by the way, if I'm accidentally telling Richard something wrong, you correct me, right?
You got it.
So here the trade comes across, there's no P&L, we're right over there. You with me? You would have right-clicked it and say trade DEI, and that would have gone and been sent to Brokerage Plus if you had that connected, all via whatever how you set up your trade ticket. Again, I don't want to exactly do that here because we can run down the Brokerage Plus rabbit hole, and there's tutorials and educational material for all of that. But rest assured, you can go boom, trade DEI. And then when this appears later, right click, boom, trade. And then all of the risk management starts getting applied.
But I will say that just the fact that we've been able to add these additional AIs gets us that much closer to the process of automation, which is definitely an end goal of ours.
So Alexi wants to ask us about some issues using TI. Alexi, shoot away. We are the Q&A webinar, but we'll continue, and as we answer them, we'll continue to go through the big change that we're trying to demonstrate, which is, once again, that you can take any of these strategies, and as they're coming along, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that trading link is there, and all the risk is there. So here's one. So today, let's just look at the some of the overall performance, which we are going to give stats on and everything. So we start with the regular AI, 17 trades, risk on mode, only 19 cents. So you probably wouldn't have been able to make money on the spreads on that. There was a 2%. Percentage-wise, there's some interesting things here. But I kind of see a little bit of a grind, Brad, right?
I agree with you. It was much of a grind there.
Right. But that happens, by the way. I mean, you have to know that that takes place. On fire. I don't know why this one was so amazing, but it was just because this close to a cross, close to a spear through a heart. This thing was on fire today. Is that one of our new strategies, Brad?
Yeah, that is one of the new ones.
Right. So again, and also behind the scenes, new strategies are being added to the whole system. So this one, AI 2.0, and Brad, you said you gave the link to everybody, right?
I did. I put it in the chat. So if you can just find the GoToMeeting chat window, it'll have that link right there.
So for the ones that are here and the ones who have obviously premium AI, you'll be able to see this, and everything I'm seeing, you are seeing. You can go, you can click on these, you can see what the trades were. So then imagine again, you're someone who is maybe not trading every single moment of the day, and you come in from your regular job, you'll have 3 options to choose from in terms of which trades to get into. So 3 times as much possibility to make profit because we're improving the AI. I mean, Brad, I don't know what else we can say about it. I mean, look,
let me grab a question here, Dan, real quick. Mario is asking a question about some order issues that are present in the early releases of, or the latest releases of Brokerage Plus. Those have been fixed in the version that I just posted. So, great. Mario, make sure you download that.
Great question, Mario, because Brad was able to answer it the way he answered it. We want more. So if anyone else has questions, please consult Mario on proper question asking technique. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the things that separate trade ideas from the rest of the competition. There's no finish line for trade ideas. Okay. We're continuing to innovate with this tech. Now, one of the cool things is that there is no price increase to anyone. We had an increase in price. People were able to lock prices in, but the price that we have right now, we had planned on adding a ton of functionality, and Brad, this is just the beginning.
You bet it is. I'm going to post the 32-bit version as well, so that just went to chat.
Remember, every single trade and every single stock that you look at, and Christopher, I'm going to answer your question in a second, has a built-in trade navigation system inside of it. So I'm going to switch channels, go to a channel called The Surge, which looks at stocks that are surging. Here's a perfect example. This is what the stock market is about, big percentage moves, you know, stuff like this. Notice a couple of things. Trade Ideas tries to instantly put itself in your position as an investor and give you the guideposts. Here are your guideposts. Here's your swing exit. In other words, if you want to hold this longer term, this is your exit right here, like 172, 168 area. If you're in it today, this is your exit. In other words, don't let it go below here, because if it does, it can start just erasing the whole thing. This is playing numbers, you know, like smart speculation. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. So all of this is here for you. And to that end, Christopher asked about CMEG. Is it a trick question?
Yeah, I think it's a software tool. I think that's what I'm not sure what it is.
Okay. So, but let's look at, for example, it's always good to give it where something people really are familiar with. So let's look at Tesla, for example. Today, okay, the software says, hi, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to trade Tesla, and we can zoom into it real big on the daily chart right here. This is your swing exit if you're popping into it. This, like, you know, if you want to be able to potentially hold on to this rebound, this is your swing exit, okay, for your longer term. Today, though, this is your exit if you were, again, in it at this moment. So remember, The software doesn't know the market's closed, and from its point of view, the market's open. So wherever it printed, and again, you can zoom into it right here, and you can see it. Here's where it is. This is your stop. So like, in other words, if it crosses below here, could get even lower. And here's a potential profit target area. So every single stock you look at, whether it's Tesla or Facebook, again, all the popular stocks, there's no need, there's no discrimination. Here's your swing exit on Facebook. And notice all of these things are adjusted automatically by the computer. So this computer, the Trade Ideas system, is a full investment navigation management system. It gives you all the markers for any single stock that you have. Get synchronized, get aligned with our data, and you're going to be a better investor. It's that simple. It's that simple. Our whole thought process is, instead of having you spending time digging into how to create layouts and indicators and stuff like that, we just took the best of everything and made it for you. Here's an EMA, a 13-period exponential moving average, a 50-period single moving average. They're kind of like your guide, your what you call your technical guide posts. Here's your swing exit for Netflix. Again, if you want to stay in this longer term, you can stay in it until this level, and the level adjusts by itself. This is the stuff you have to know. Okay, how can you, where else can you get this? It's a built-in teacher, a university. It's just the same thing as having a Tesla self-driving navigation system. Everything comes with pre-built lines. Stocks, you know, are dissected for you. Here's Cisco. Look, Cisco has been trailing down where it's saying, hey, you know what? By the way, Brad, I love what this is doing. What is it? What is Cisco telling you right now?
Cisco is telling me that it's approaching its swing stop.
That's right, but look how close they are. Do you realize that sometimes the swing stop and your intraday stop are right at the same area? Isn't that interesting, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you? Me. No, no, but do you guys see what I'm saying? How did you know that? Well, you didn't. The computer did. It's making smart decisions for you so that you can allocate your capital more effectively. So that way, when I come back to these trades and I'm showing you, you know, something like this, when it gets into XNCR, okay, right here on, I guess, tailwind, it would have been probably just a small pullback on a otherwise good, strong move, right, Brad? Kind of, something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Right. And boom. I mean,
smaller pullback than quarterback.
Right. This is, look, that's what we're shooting for, guys. Who else in fintech gives you a system and displays it for you in real time? So that there's no way for us to fake it.
No, and it's interesting because all the strategies, and I don't think this gets conveyed enough, all these strategies have different concepts. You're not always buying breakouts. You're not always, you know, buying pullbacks. These are a variety of different trading concepts that are utilized and optimized here.
So in risk on, but also here's something else that I think people need to sort of digest, let's call it, right? Let's break it down into the basics and think about it now in terms of your own P&L or just experience of being up or down. Brad, you with me here?
I'm here.
So Holly 2.0, the majority of the day, was she negative or positive?
She was positive, and it was pretty easy to kind of see that early on.
Right, and the reason I bring this up, because you know that obviously you can have a situation where you lose a little, you lose a little, you lose a little, you lose a little, but then you smash one out of the park and everything's great, right? That can happen, but that's not what takes place here. So let's go again and now look at the original Holly. So let's talk about this. Lots more volatility, right? But in terms of overall time frame, you could definitely still say that majority of it was green. I mean, there's some red bouts, right? But look, if you're just comparing time, you know, so is Holly spending more of her time in the green or more of her time in the red? Do you see what I'm getting at, Brad?
Yeah, there's also another really interesting stat that as I was going through all three different Hollies today, you know, each one of them, the risk on was the preferable way to look at the profit and the preferable way to look at the holding of these positions. It's an interesting note.
Oh, there's so many things.
Along with obviously the long positions.
You know, guys, this is what's so exciting for Brad and I, is that we get to come here and show you this. I mean, Brad, we just got it ourselves, right? So we're making this discovery with you. We can't hide the fact that we're beyond immensely excited about what you're seeing, because we believe we really have tripled the value. And Brad, what is going to happen when we let people auto go here? I think we could literally transform the whole market.
That's what we're shooting for, my man.
So David had asked if Barry can have all three Hollies open at the same time, and right now you cannot, but that is going to happen. We're redesigning the whole way we interact with Holly in general, but very soon, again, we know that that's a request, a desire, right, Brad? So we're all aware of that. There's also some cool stuff that's going to happen with the containers. And Brad, I think, should we pop in now? I was going to say that, do you want to comment anything about the web-based product at all?
I mean, we're doing some stuff specific right now to the charting for the web-based, so that we can add a lot more of our analytics specific to the AI. So that's what we're focused on right now, but I don't think there's anything really to show.
Okay. So let's continue with the questions. And remember, the theme of this Q&A session for myself and Brad is to very quickly tell you that you are in a great spot, because we're just pushing out some innovation that we're very proud of, very excited about the potential here, and you can see it as it's happening in real time. So here you are, in part of premium, no additional cost, just, you know, an improvement to your overall, we believe, fantastic financial cable TV experience. It will behoove you to peruse around the channel. So many channels are designed with a lot of, again, thought in mind, in terms of getting you from lots of information in one place to just very specific niche kind of concepts where you can drill down into things without, you know, needing that super fast kind of interactive data environment, but still get all the graphics and the data. You know, what the hell? Why do they make so much money, Brad? Do they control everything?
Who are you talking about?
White Mountain Insurance. Look at these guys. Anyways, point is discovery, right, Brad? Seeing things that either are not seen or are not watched, and being aware. I'm not saying that this is for everyone, but I'm just saying is that we have a channel for it. Fundamental data, people with highest of earnings per share, things that we call hidden alpha gems, where we think all this stuff is good, but it's kind of a little bit underrated in the market. Brad, channel 4, what did you do with it?
I sent it a little bit further down the list, I think. You should see it down there. Did I? No, there it is. It's right above after hours.
Sure. Yeah, so there it is. Channel 4, real quick. Brad, you want to give people a quick heads up on what Channel 4 is?
Yeah, Channel 4. So in a lot of the webinars, different various trading strategies, windows are given out. And so this is really an archive, a collection of many of those right here. And so what people would typically do is they would come here, find the window that they're looking for, grab it, pin it, and then incorporate it into their own layout. This isn't really meant for using as a layout. It's really meant for just kind of grabbing the window that you need, make it your own inside of your own workspace.
And these windows are created by, the best of the best, the trade ideas, the Jamies, myself or Brad or Sean or all of the team members. So it's a very powerful, quick access point. Remember, we talked about the routine, that if we were in your shoes, we would make something very simple, like pre-market starts here. So before the market's open, of course, we already know what you're going to do. You have gotten your coffee and you have listened to the gambler to get your minds set up right, Brad?
That's right, Dan.
Brad has his headphones on, listening to it right now. After that, you're ready to rock and roll in the pre-market, see what's going on, what's gapping up. I mean, you can kind of see, kind of sectors. Always interesting, what's going on. And as the market opens, so a couple of cool things are about to happen. First of all, as you can see, we're making lots of adjustments to the channel bar, and one of them is going to be a notification adjustment, including a P&L when trades are going off. So until that happens, you can be like right here in the social media, just checking out what's going on with stocks that, everyone's talking about. Why are they talking about them? Now, that you can take something like this and say, send this to, and you can send it to the web. See what I did there? Just in case people don't know. And there you can kind of see what some of the news is. Again, just an example of some of Brad, like some of the hidden, non-discussed, non-talked about power of trade ideas. And these links are customizable. So you can really send it to any financial link that you want. Okay, so you can but all the research is here. We've kind of summarized already. That's part of why we did this, and there's going to be lots of improvements to this guy, Brad. See how I get mad at you?
Yeah, got some great plans there for sure.
Don't forget, the software follows you around. Okay, so for example, when you are, let's say you're just learning, okay, because you don't need to start hacking it up either. Just hypothetically speaking, let's say you're doing what we call just neuro-linguistic processing, not programming, but processing, because, well, I mean, it is programming, but it's processing, because here I'm watching the trades. I can see all the navigation, but I'm not having to do anything. Holly does it for me. She's just scrolling through the trades. Okay, that's called idea surfing. That's so that you can see the information better, you can see what's going on, and kind of let your mind digest the data without trying to formulate all the like, well, this is this and this is this. You know, there's different levels of understanding. So here you're just kind of visually going through the exercise of looking at these charts. Okay. Now you're going to have 2 more AI concepts to look for, 2 more places where incredible opportunities are going to be located. Soon you're going to be able to trade those opportunities. We will be adding a news component to this window, most likely, Brad. Isn't that what we had planned initially, or something to that effect? He may have run away completely scared.
Sorry, I couldn't get myself off mute. No, we have plans for that along with some additional social media information right there.
Yeah, so the big thing for me, okay, is to, in terms of today's Q&A, we want to answer any questions you have, but the real big thing to talk about is we evolved the AI from a 1 AI channel to 3, give you more opportunities, more things to focus on. Notice the overall, so let's talk about today, just SPY, $3.57. So it took 500 stocks together to do whatever it is that they did, and it was up $3.57. Here we had 21 plus 374. $19 and another $1.78. So it's kind of like close to 6 and 13, 21, and whatever, less than total of 40 trades. So you can kind of see what's going on there. These are great trades to not only try to mimic, but trade around as well. All of the trades that are picked by Holly are not trades that are designed for day trading purposes. If you look at the longer term charts, she's looking at significant conceptual points in time, such as turnarounds or thrusts or patterns that you see in physics. You know, that's kind of how we look at it. Instead of doing voodoo, hocus pocus, technical analysis terms, think of physics. If things have gone down for a long time, we look at the slope of that, and as the slope starts to change, we're like, well, the slope suggests that maybe the trend is changing, right, Brad? Slope, it's something.
Right, absolutely.
And that's how we describe things to Holly, and that's what we feed her, that kind of data. And what makes us so different from everyone else is that the things that go inside creating what you're seeing here, this information, it feeds on our own custom data. You can have 850 million Bloombergs plus a couple of Robinhoods and a Microsoft layered on a piece of Melba toast with mayonnaise, and you still wouldn't be able to replicate what we do here. That is how one of a kind and cool this is. And as a CEO of a company, there's no greater joy or opportunity. And I know Brad and Scott and Evan Barry and we all feel the same thing, because it's from an egotistical point of view, but I'm telling you guys, it's so much fun seeing the tech that you're building evolve in this way where you can see it's helping people really understand what's going on in the financial markets. And we're going to continue to do that. Our motto is to continue to evolve, to use the advantages that we have on the tech. And I want to tell you guys something here. Brad, I'm going to pop back into our presentation because we're kind of winding down, and we've shown you a lot of the cool new stuff anyways. But let me go, dang it. Sean got me. I clicked on the slide myself. So I'm going to start over here. Podcast. Brad, did you by any chance catch our last podcast?
Yeah, I thought the last podcast was fantastic. You were talking with Dave, our chief scientist.
Yeah. So, guys, take a look at our last podcast. We talk about podcasts all the time, but we bring different people from the team on there, and we have guests on there. But what was really kind of cool, Dave and I discussed all the foundational elements that make us a completely different evolutionary being. Like, we would not be able to mate with other financial products and produce babies. We're a different species because of all the ways in which we started our tech from the beginning, and the fact that we never had any venture capital. You guys, I'm telling you, nothing better in life than not having to answer to venture capital dudes every 4 months who want to fly out with you and have meetings. Hey everybody, let's hand out a notepad. All right, and have a presentation with the PowerPoint. So on the last PowerPoint, like, we don't do any of that bullshit. I just tell Brad what to do. I tell Scott what to do. I tell Barry what to do. And look at the amazing stuff that happens, Brad.
It is amazing. Good leadership.
See? You guys heard that, right? Only I can get Scott and Barry more on board. But anyways, I just wanted to say that this particular webinar I thought was one of our best webinars, because we took a different spin on it and really talked about the technological advantages that we're bringing to the table. And if you are able to listen to it and realize that when I had done that webinar, Brad, what you and I just showed you wasn't even there. And now you're already getting to see like a leap over what we had even discussed in the webinar be there already, right here, right now, in the next version. I mean, that's what we're doing. That's the technological advantage that we talked about in that podcast, and I really enjoyed doing it. So again, something for you guys to check out. Let's see here. What the hell else am I supposed to say? Obi-Wan Kenobi. These, Brad, are not the droids you're looking for. Does everybody notice a sense of calmness and peacefulness as my voice just shifted to Obi-Wan Kenobi? That is Barry Anderson. I'm doing a terrible but yet humble praise and poor imitation of Barry Anderson, our trading room moderator. Barry is the Obi-Wan Kenobi of trade ideas and investing. Fully tuned into the force of positivity and proper self-management, Barry, wielding a mild, gentle stroking lightsaber all throughout the day, steering the meritocracy of the best knights of the Trade Ideas Roundtable in a room that continues to increase the vibrational energy of the whole fintech self-directed investing spectrum. Brad, are you clapping or?
I like the Barry White of trade moderating.
Yeah. Barry's awesome. I mean, again, we bring out the best in people, guys. That's what's really cool about being at Trade Ideas, and we are grateful for you guys being here. Of course, Barry's trading room is a way to get started, and it's free. And everything's about to. Brad, why don't you do this before we get back to as the market is ripping up and we're telling people about the post BTFD. Remember, post. That doesn't happen yet, but when it happens, this book will be handy. Brad.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain to everybody whatever it is that I was trying to explain to them?
In what regard?
See, that's what I wanted you to help with.
Specifics, my man. What do you want?
Okay, let's answer Tony's question.
Right. So with respect to experimental, so we have profit saves, we have profit targets, we have smart stops, we have various ways that we configure strategies. And while Holly 2.0 is really going through the same rules and doing complete re-optimization on it, we're taking other rules that we're not experimenting with in Holly 2.0 and we're adjusting those. It's like an experimental playground for us to, you know, everything from the configuration, the hold time, all the different criteria that we have the ability to manage. In addition to, you know, looking at multi-day opportunities and having the ability to kind of walk into that area as opposed to just doing some intraday calls.
Well, all of you guys here are getting a chance to just join us right in the middle of this innovation. We're about to bring more innovation to market with an improvement in the channel bar. And I kind of feel like we're Muhammad Ali. We are the greatest. And come and check it out. Look at this new version. That's what we do. We innovate. That's what we're about. That's what this Q&A is about. And I want to just again say that we have a full week of education and information for you at whatever level you are getting ready to start in the financial markets. You should definitely do it. It's where you find the bigger returns from, again, Master Obi-Wan, Barry Anderson, and the room, to myself, Jamie, all the guests that we have on our podcast, the technology you saw, the fact that we bring you the only artificial intelligence at a cost of, lunch for the premium. This is what we do. This is how much it costs. And for you being here, we're giving you a 15% off of the first month or a year of trade ideas. And the promo code is SAVE in May, all caps. Okay. Super easy to get a hold of. On Twitter, follow myself at TradeIdeas1 or our corporate account at TradeIdeas. Please like us on Facebook. You can call us or, of course, send us an email. But we have now evolved the artificial intelligence. Download it, take a look. Tomorrow is a new day, and we're going to be squeezing even more alpha out of the market. Scott, are we all set?
You are good. People can look for the replay later on tonight, and then you get an email reminder tomorrow with a link to the playlist.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your time.
Yep. Any questions, shoot us an email, info@trade-ideas.com. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Brad.
Bye.